Hi everyone, it's Captain Kraken and welcome back to our driver series where we take each driver and then go through all the different cars with them, showing off the different combos and the strengths and weaknesses, kind of giving you guys a base idea on how you can build out each combo. This will be part 6 with Zed and we'll be featuring the Dart Hot Rodent. So let's go ahead and get into the stats of the car. It actually only has 90 condition here, which is actually the lowest out of any car. But the trade-off with that is actually an extremely high handling at 14. So with that said, we generally don't want to be in the middle of things in the fray. We kind of want to get in, do our damage, and then get out. So with this handling, it should allow us to do that, especially with our pinballs here, which we'll get into more later. As far as its bash damage goes, it's only got 2, and its bash handling is also 2. So again, we don't really want to be in close, in the middle of things, bashing and all of that. We just want to get forward or behind the enemy, do some damage, and then get away. Looking at its car cards here, we have Reload, which allows us to shift up gears here and then gain a little bit of shield. And then up in 5th gear here, we actually can draw some cards, which is actually pretty nice. We have Oversteer for its wheel card here. Again, we can shift up and move in either lane, up or down. And then again, we have another card draw option in 5th gear. For its other engine card, we have Pacify, which is one of my favorite cards, simply because of this weapon lockdown here. You can actually render an enemy useless besides their bashes for at least a turn, and then if you get up into 4th or 5th gear, you can actually hit them again and render them useless for 2 turns, which is really nice. It has the default engine and wheels here that pretty much every car has, so not much to say there. Looking at its weapons, we have the Wrecking Ball, which gives us the pinball and 8-ball combo here. These do a ton of damage simply because their base damage is pretty high, but also because they apply this fragile debuff. So if we can get in and use these, it pretty much one-shots all of the early enemies. The 8-ball here does have the benefit of actually knocking people back further as well, so it gives us that distance away. Looking at the top weapon here, we have the drone, which can actually attack all around us here, which is nice, and it also applies that fragile debuff as well as weak, lowering the enemy's damage output on their weapons. We also have the drone of protection with that, which gives us again a little more shield and a little more handling protection. It does have a front weapon slot, but it's not currently equipped, and due to us being wanting to be ahead of the enemies, we either need to find a weapon that will probably shoot backward or allow us to attack our sides, because one that fires ahead is probably not going to do us any good with the current setup. We could always switch out this pinball later and this drone to be able to play behind, possibly, but for right now, at the start, we'll probably just try to find something that fits in with our current build. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this run. So the only thing we can attack in the front with is our drone, so we'll go ahead and get that on him with that fragility buff, and then we need to move ahead a little bit. So we'll use our to the right to come down. That will force us back, but that's what we have to deal with here. Go ahead and shift up. And I think we'll actually shift up again with our tune in to unlock the top portion of our reload here to get us some more card draw options. We unfortunately didn't get anything to move forward with here, so I think we'll just drone a protection. He can only do 12 damage. He will do one from the bash here coming down into the lane, so we'll go ahead and get as much shield as we can. I believe we can just finish him off with the drone sabotage here and a bash. We got some interesting options here. We could equip this on the front. This would face backward. That would give us that wheel lock. I do have an idea that I kind of want to run as far as the build goes. It's kind of a lockdown build where we try to lock out as many cards on the enemy as we can. And this is similar to the smoke that I like to run, so I think we'll take this for now. Alright, we got the shotgun buggy here. Again, just stay behind him as much as possible and out of his diagonals here because of the 2 lead sprays. Let's go ahead and move back with our ride on. None of these actually do anything for us, so I think we'll actually toss back probably our to the left and the oversteer. Hopefully draw into our cards. We didn't actually draw into anything there. I think we'll use our tune in to move down then. We don't really have a way to get back except for this automatic gear. So I think we'll just pinball here. We actually might be able to finish off with our 8-ball with the distance. Nothing really stands out here. I don't know that I want to replace our drone right away, but this Hot Wings does deny the enemy cards with that burning debuff and draws us one. I think we'll take this to start with here. None of these really do anything. We want to be ahead of the enemy, so these aren't really going to see a whole lot of use. So we'll take this for a chance to swap it out later. Another combo of the red and blue drones here. Same strategy. We'll generally go toward the one that's in the front if it's close enough, but it's not. So we'll just move back and finish him off here and create some distance from this front red drone. I think we'll use to the left here to move up and use our hands on here and get rid of these two, try to draw into our pinball. We unfortunately didn't get it. We should be able to move back though. Shift up and use our Breaking Bad just to get a little bit more damage on him here. I think we can finish him off with a drone sabotage and a pinball. I think we'll call it there. I think I might actually use this. We could force the skid. We do have quite a bit of distance on him, but this would actually give us 2 gear changes. But then we run the risk of actually downshifting from the skid, so I think we'll just stay where we are. So we will use that reload here, shift up and gain us a little bit of shield. That does give us the top portion here of our pacify, which means we can actually hit this guy twice and lock his weapons out for 2 turns. So that's pretty nice. Maybe we can get him to skid into this lane. Unfortunately didn't skid there, but he actually will get pushed back because of this lane change here to the gravel lane. So I think we'll take the opportunity to move forward and get ahead of him so that he just has his bashes that he can deal to us. I'm actually going to outer blower as well to keep him from being able to move down as far. So that did line him up perfectly for our 8-ball here to finish him off. I do like the oil floods, and we'll probably run an oil flood component later, but these ones don't actually have the one that deals damage, so I don't think we'll take it here. The shortcut is nice, but I like our drone currently because of the shield option as well as attacking all around us. If we do find the Warsaw one, we may consider it, but nothing here is really standing out. We may go ahead and just take this though, for the possibility of switching it out later. We're not quite to that 100 threshold, so we'll go ahead and get our free stuff. Nothing really important there, nothing there. Moving right along. I think we'll start the battle. We haven't actually taken any damage yet, but me saying that will probably jinx it. We do get the hyper pack here. We generally want to be behind this guy, but due to our build, it's not really possible. We'll just have to rely on our shielding that we do have and our pacifies to kind of lock him down a little bit. Alright, don't really have our to the left, which would be nice, so I think we'll actually hands off. I think we'll toss back our oversteer here, and probably our Breaking Bad. I don't want to move back too far on him. Again, didn't draw what we needed, but we can actually use our pinball here. We'll shift up. And I think we'll drone sabotage first, and then use our pinball, just so he gets that fragility buff, and we'll do a little more with this. And I believe we'll just drone a protection, give us a little more shield, because we are going to get pushed back here. We could leaf blower him as well. Again, just stacking up all that fragile on him will do more damage with all of our weapons on these following turns. Alright, we'll go ahead and shift up with our tune in. Unlocks our pacify here, so we'll go ahead and use that and kind of lock down his weapons for the next turn here. We do want to try to get in front of him, but unfortunately we don't really have an option. We could go ahead and move down some, but before we do that, I think we'll actually use our reload to shift up to gear 4, gain a little bit of shield from that, and then we'll come all the way down here, moving us back a lane, or space here in this lane. And I don't want to move up simply because he can use his port side volleys here. He is weapon locked, but in the following turns he may be able to use it. So I don't want to move up too far right now. We'll just leave it there. Unfortunately, skid here. Take this wall hit. Hopefully we don't get too many. As I say that, we run into another one. Alright, I think we'll reload here. Brings us back up. We can actually pacify him again for another 2 turns here, which is nice. We'll use our to the left to move up pretty far. Again, just trying to keep the distance until we can actually get in front of him. So since he's weapon locked for 2 turns, we'll go ahead and move up a little bit. Maybe use our automatic gear as well. use our oversteer here to move down and shift up a gear here, and then we'll actually use our ride on to move up. Possibly we'll drone sabotage him, take advantage of that fragile and apply some more. I do want to get ahead of him here though, so I think we'll use this and probably our 8-ball. Again, didn't get what we exactly wanted there. I think we'll just shield up. We could outer blower him as well. Then he will take that damage from the rock, which will do an increased amount because of the fragile on him. Move forward with our ride on, and we should be able to finish him off here. We'll hit him with the pinball, and that'll be all she wrote. Took a little more damage because of those wall bashes, but still nothing too bad. So we do get the adherence here with the extra condition, as well as the ability to shield here. I really like this. I don't really want to replace our pinball right now or our drone, so I think we'll take this and equip it. Got the wheel buggy, again does a lot of burst damage with those all outs, so we kind of want to take it out first, and then we'll focus the drone here, getting in front of these as much as we can. Go ahead and shift up so we can unlock our 2 movement with our pacify. And we'll go and get a pinball right away on this guy. And if we can move up here, we can actually finish him off. So we'll go ahead and use our adherence here. And we'll finish him off with that 8-ball. It will force us to skid, but I think it's worth it. Use our drone sabotage. I want to try to get in front of him here, so as we move forward and come down, we'll actually bash into him. Probably force him to skid. We only do 2 here, but I believe fragile increases the condition damage from all sources. I don't think that affects our handling, but we'll see here. Use this for the gear change to move down. I actually think we'll just ram them twice with our Breaking Bad. Force them to skid away from us a little. Did get the engine I really like, the turbocharge here with the sequential gear and the lookout. I think we've taken this again on every single part, so we'll go ahead and take it again here. Again, we're not at that threshold, so we'll take our free items. This is actually pretty good too with the adherence and the agile shift, being able to draw some more cards. But I like what we have with the wheel block, just simply because of the shielding capabilities. Alright, we got this spiky hot rod here. Since we're going to be in front of him, it kind of renders these useless, which is good, but we do have to watch out for a shortcut, and then just the basic bloom drone there. Go and shift up with our tune in, and I think we'll move forward with our pacify here, just to get up close to him, and then hit him with our drone sabotage. Then if we move up one more with our lookout here, we can actually hit him with that pinball as well, applying some more of that fragile debuff on him. I think we'll also hit him with this outer blower. Again, it forces to skid, but it denies him those wheel cards. go ahead and shift up with our tune in again and use our sequential gear to actually shift up again. And then I actually think we'll use our oversteer gear here simply because of the gear shift. This pinball or 8-ball will actually finish him off, which is good. And then that will allow us to use our reload for the shield and the card draw. So I'm going to toss some cards back here. I believe we'll toss the adherence and the will block since we're in the lane that we need to be in. We unfortunately didn't get any of our weapons, but we will just go straight back on the pacify here to lock them down from attacking us for 2 turns. And then we'll use our oversteer here, simply for the card draw. We won't be able to take advantage of the overcharge this turn, but nonetheless we still have it. And I think I'll use our draw protection here to get rid of the card in hand to get us some more options on the next turn. So I don't want him to skid, so if we use the lookout, we'd actually run into him. We could stop early, but we'll just use our turbocharge to get the overload charges here to do a little more damage, and I think our pinball will actually, or 8-ball, either one finishes him off. We don't have a whole lot of bash damage, so I don't want to take this one. I really like what we have currently. I really like the engine as well, even though this does give us some more condition. I really think the gear changes and the ability to move quite far with both turbocharge and lookout is worth keeping. So none of these are really sticking out. We may take the switcheroo to give us card draw later if we do decide to use this, but I don't really like any of these. I think we'll lose 10 here. We're still fairly healthy, so I think we'll be all right. So this component here is always the same anytime you see this strange coincidence. It's actually really good on Bolt, simply because of this gear here, this gadget. But I like our engine currently, so I don't think we'll take it. But it makes it really easy to activate that extra 3 damage on those gear changes. Have the spicy hot rod. I want this oil for us because of this engine lock, so we'll try to get in front of him and deny him the use of that. However, it will be difficult because of the harpoons pulling us back, so we'll try to focus him first. Gonna go in hands off and toss back probably the oversteer and the wheel block here, trying to get our pacify to kind of lock him down, but unfortunately we didn't get it here. We will tune in though, and use our sequential gear to shift up. I believe we'll go ahead and drone a protection ourselves while we're at it and get some debuff going on this guy. We could move up a lane and forward, but he's just going to pull ahead, but that gives us some distance here, so I think we'll go ahead and do it. Luckily he used the oil flood and not the ignition, so we're still good to go on our engine cards here. So I actually want to get ahead of him, so I think we'll just use our tune in to move down. And then our turbocharge to move up here. Gives us that overload, so we can go ahead and hit him with that pinball. And we don't actually have anything to shift up, but we can force him to skid with this outer blower here and knock out those wheel cards. That did move him down, so now we can 8-ball. So because he pushed us out of the way, he'll hit this rock here actually, but I think this guy's going to move down and take the damage for him, which is unfortunate. We can still finish him off though. If we can get in front, we can pinball him, because it hits the target, both of these targets, so we may try to do that here. Go ahead and shift up with our tune in. I'll move forward with our turbocharge. We currently don't have anything to actually move us back down, so we're facing this rock hit, but we do have our reload. So I may draw here, trying to get us some more options. Probably toss both of these. So we did get our wheel block, which is nice. Go ahead and use that. And then we'll pinball these two. And I actually think we'll use our adherence here to move down. So I believe we'll shift up here, get in our 5th gear, activate the top part of our reload, and then that allows us to move up here, and then I think we'll move up with our sequential gear as well. Have to shift down. And then we'll simply adherence here. We'll skid, but it'll end the fight before we actually get to skid, so not too bad. So we did get the Warsaw here, which is really nice. I think I'm going to go ahead and take it. We don't have a lot of bash damage, so this punch isn't super valuable. And then this engine here actually gives us the burning debuff, which will decrease our cards in hand. So we'll just take this here and equip it over that drone. We are fairly low, so I'll go ahead and repair here. Continue on down our path. I don't want to lose the little bit of scrap that we do have, so we'll just start a battle. Similar combo to the spicy one, with these plasma trails keeping us behind, so we'll just try to get ahead of this and take it out right away. Shouldn't be too bad since we have that Warsaw now to give us the rage buff, which will increase the damage greatly on our 8-ball and pinball. We are quite a ways away, so we're going to have to use most of our turn to move here, I believe. We use this, and then our pacify. And I think we'll actually use our turbocharge here, just to get that overload stack, so we do a little more when we Warsaw this guy. Won't be able to take advantage of that rage currently, but that's still some good damage on him. Probably will skid here, so I think we'll move up and not shift up gears just in case we do skid out. We could go ahead and use the sequential gear and actually shift down and force a skid on ourselves, but I think we'll stay where we are. got lucky not hitting the wall there. We do think we use our oversteer to shift up and move up the lane here. Use our right on to move forward. We'll shortcut him while we're near him to get him that fragile debuff. And then we'll use our sequential gear to move up here. So we can pinball him from this. Should finish him off. Perfect. And then I think we'll leave it here. I wish we could move down with our tune-in actually, because he will probably catch up and ram us possibly with the harpoons. So let's actually shift down a gear here. He will skid if we use this, so I think we'll use it after the 8-ball here. So we'll go ahead and do that. Then I believe we'll use our lookout here to move back on him again so that we can use our outer blower. I'm actually going to try to get us the kill here, so we'll drop these two. Fortunately, wasn't able to get our other pinball or 8-ball, so I think we'll move forward. I don't really want to shift up, so I think we'll actually shift down in case he does force us to skid here, but that creates some distance. I think we'll go ahead and move up with our right on as well. We'll move up here with our adherence and move back with our turbocharge, getting that overload stack. We'll finish them either way here. Just good practice to get that overload when we can. We do have the opportunity to get the agile shift with the wheel block here, but I really like the adherence we got. Rocket Mark's really not going to do much for us. It does allow us to shoot behind, but our pinballs just do so much damage. And the 8-ball, I think we'll keep it, but we may take this one to swap out later. Got the hyper packed military one. Again, we kind of want to be behind this guy, but unfortunately, due to us only having really the rear weapons, we'll just have to try to take him out pretty quick or deny him with our pacify. We did get both of our weapons here, which is great. I think we'll move back and take advantage of that, getting that overload stack. Then we'll actually shift up gears here. We use the pinball first, so that we don't knock him away too far with the 8-ball here. And then we could actually outer blower him. It won't force him to skid, but it'll deny those wheel cards on this next turn. I think that's all we'll do. We could move up one and force the skid on ourselves, but I don't want to run into this wall. If we can get our Warsaw here, we can actually finish him off. So let's go ahead and try to do that. Toss that. Probably toss our wheel block here as well. We weren't able to get it, unfortunately. So I think we'll actually move down and pacify him. I think we'll do it with our tune-in here, actually. hit him with that pacify, lock down those weapons. Then we'll actually sequential gear and ram him again. And then I think we'll actually use our reload and move up. Gives us a little bit of shield, then we can move up with our lookout here. Actually going to move up as well. We have more options to go down than we do up, so I'm going to do this and force this skid, hopefully keeping us up here away from him, just to create that distance. That lines him up nicely for a Warsaw shortcut combo, but the Warsaw itself will finish him off. We could use the switcheroo here and then get in line. This does give us some more overload charges, as well as gives us the ability to push people into like the closing lanes or other vehicles. I actually like this. I think we'll take it over what we currently have. I know we lose out on the shield from the wheel block, but right now getting our weapon cards is pretty crucial. So I think we'll take this just for the card cycling option on the switcheroo here. Got the spicy hot rod, probably be our priority, and then we'll move on to the spiky one here. So don't have anything to really move up with. I'm actually going to switcheroo so that we can get up near this guy and allow us to switch out some cards here. Toss back these two. Didn't get anything to really move forward. Use our hands off. Probably toss this and this back. We did get our pacify now though. Shift up gears with our tune in. Move up with our pacify here. And then our Warsaw shortcut combo. I'm going to actually go for the skid to try to run into him and finish him off. Hopefully we can do that. We'll shift up to increase our chances and to get a little more shield. Perfect. Got a Warsaw again here. We'll go ahead and use that. Get him that fragility buff. And now we do 28 on this, which will kill him. So we'll just move up. Use our get in line to get that overload charge. And then we'll finish him off with the 8 ball here. I like a couple of these. The fire tongue is nice, but I really don't want to get rid of our Warsaw. Avalanche is also nice and could be a possibility once we get the components to do our lockdown, because we can basically lock them down and just have this rumble damage tick away. But this one's also very interesting. We don't do a lot of bashes, but this gives us some horizontal movement as well. And it also gives us a little more of that handling, bash handling damage, which can force some skids to push people back as well. But I think we'll take this for the opportunity if we get the other stuff later to go into that lock build. The hyper pack again, I think this is our third time seeing this guy. So same strategy, try to lock him down with our pacify or take him out really quickly. We did get our pacify right away here. I think we'll go ahead and use this to shift down since we'll have to gear change anyway to be able to use this. Do we actually have anything to shift up 2 gears? We don't. So I think we'll just go straight back on with this. We'll use our outer blower to give him that fragile debuff to do some more damage with our 8-ball here. I think we'll call it a turn there. So we unfortunately skidded here. It's not too bad. We can actually move back with our turbocharge here. And then I'm going to shift up gears with our tune in to get a little bit of extra damage on this Warsaw. I think we can finish him off with our shortcut. Similar to the stuff we saw before, this would actually give us another rage, chance at getting the rage buff, but I don't want to clog up my hand with these. And our engine's actually really good, so I think we'll take this. Don't know that we'll use it. It's probably something we'll sell. We'll take the opportunity to heal. We could get the free stuff, but I like staying healthy as much as we can. We do have a lower health pool just because it only has 90 base, so keeping it topped off is always good. Again, these components are generally all the same. I'm pretty sure this one is the rumble one we saw before, and this one gives us the hillbilly punches. Don't remember exactly what this one is, so we'll take it. So it's the will one here. I like what we have, so we probably won't use this. We'll go ahead and start a battle. We're healthy, so I don't want to lose that. We'll focus the pushy buffalo here, and then move on to our red drone friend. So we didn't get our pacify here. I think we'll actually shift up. Move forward with our sequential gear. And then we'll search for our pacify. So we'll drop these two. We actually don't have an option to move down if we get rid of both. So we might get rid of the oversteer. Well, if we actually move up with the oversteer, we can actually use this to search for our cards as well. So maybe get rid of these two. Yeah, and then we'll use our oversteer to move up. We use our reload here to search for some more cards. We do get our pacify. Unfortunately, we aren't going to really be able to use it. I'm going to force this skid here. We have more options to go down, so we'll go ahead and hit him with the shortcut. Apply that fragility buff and hopefully run into him a few times. So I think we'll go ahead and shift up right away. Go ahead and get this guy pacified and deny him those weapons. He does do quite a bit on his bashes, but disabling his weapons is great. We'll go ahead and Warsaw this guy. We don't really have a way to deal with him, but we can outer blower him and force him to skid, hopefully move him back away from us. And I believe we'll actually ram this guy as well. Maybe force him to skid. Yeah, so you can take the damage from that rock there. So if we can find our other will card, we can actually try to force him into this lane. I think we'll go ahead and toss our probably our 8-ball, our switcheroo. We were able to get our oversteer. Let's try to see if we can move him with this. Perfect. And then we can actually just Warsaw to finish this one, and he'll finish off with the lane closure there. The missiles are obviously nice because of our Warsaw, so this is very interesting here. We do have quite a bit of handling, so we could take the hits from the wobbly maneuver, and also have the chance to get the rage debuff even more than we already have it. But I really like this a lot, so I think we'll take our bazookas. I don't know that we'll switch it right now, but we could. Yeah, we'll go ahead and switch it out now. Frosty Buffalo will be our main focus, trying to get ahead of them so that we don't get stuck behind them with these launch control and rocket jump combo. Then of course followed by the BB buggy into the shotgun buggy there. So we need to move forward quite a bit. I believe we'll toss these two back. Yeah, and then we'll shift up with our tune in to unlock this second part of our sequential gear. Go ahead and use the 2 movement here. And that's unfortunately as far as we can move. I do think we'll actually go up a gear here though and gain some extra shield. And we could use our missile mark since we switch gears here with that increased damage. I think we'll leave it there. We could move forward one more though. Yeah. I feel like we're gonna get launch controlled here. No, just grenade dropped. Let's move up with our ride on so we don't move up 2. That'll put us in position for our Warsaw here. Should be able to finish him with the shortcut combo. And I honestly think we'll leave our turn here. We might move up 1 to make it harder for this guy because he will get in range. So let's go ahead and use that. Alright, we'll move down with our tune in, which actually gives us enough range to pacify this BB buggy back here. Possibly skid him into either one of these lanes, probably this one if we can. Nice. And then we can actually, let's see, that does 12, 12, it's only 24. We need just a little bit more damage. Unfortunately, we don't quite have it. We can actually turbocharge up, which I still think leaves him in range to missile mark here. And then we can finish him with our missile shower. do have some interesting options here. This would get rid of our turbocharge, but we do get a lot more horizontal movement with this. Not really sure that we switch it out. The extra condition is really nice though, and we do get card draw off of the suction. I think we'll go ahead and actually swap it here. We will lose out on the gear changes from the sequential gear, but again we get some horizontal movement as well as vertical movement with both of these. So I think we'll go ahead and take this one. We do have Einstein coming up, so we'll go ahead and heal. And Einstein is in the little monster here, which is generally a lot of bashing, but he also has this Warsaw to give him rage, so he's pretty deadly if we get on his sides here. So we'll just try to get ahead of him and stay ahead of him as best we can. Alright, we don't really have anything to move up, so let's actually use our hands off to toss back probably these two. Okay, we did get our pacify, so we'll go ahead and shift up, move forward with our pacify here. And then I think we'll also move up with our right on, force him to come to us, and then we can use our Warsaw and our missiles on him on the next turn here. Take some big hits here, unfortunately. And we hit the wall. So we can use our oversteer to go up in gear. Then we'll actually go forward with our right on here. And I believe we will go ahead and just start doing some damage to them. We have enough for both the missile marks here, but I think we'll actually shift up a gear. This will force us to skid, which could run us into them after we use the two missile marks. But I think we finish them off. Yeah. Nothing here really stands out. The plasma trails could be nice just to keep people behind us, but the pinballs just do so much damage. I don't think they're worth swapping out. Don't really like either one of these. It does give us a little more bash damage, but I like what we have now with the get in line and the ability to get some overload stacks. So we may take this one though, if we do wind up wanting to switch for some reason. We do get his worn out coil, so it'll make it to where we're able to play a little more on the first turn, so setting up will be a little bit easier. I think we'll take the 50 and lose an unequipped component. We don't have quite a bit of extra components right now. Yeah, so I don't feel bad about losing that, and 50 scrap is very nice. Have the hyper pack again, same strategy, try to pacify them or take them out quick, and then we'll deal with the drones. Alright, don't really have any other weapons to deal any damage to him currently. We will take advantage of this double clutch though, being 0 cost to move back next to him. Then I believe we'll actually toss our, probably our 8-ball and our pacify for the chance of drawing some more cards here. We did get our shortcut, that's beautiful. So we can go ahead and hit him with that as well. And then we'll use our missiles here, which will finish him off here on the first turn. And then I actually think we'll move down and use our pinball to finish him off as well. So a very good first turn there. So we can actually shift up and use our Tokyo Drift here to move up and then to the left here, which will put him in range for both of our Missile Mark and Missile Shower. We do get the upgraded Warsaw, which is probably what we'll take, not even thinking about it. Gives us a little more bash damage, but we still won't have much. And we'll lose out on the 15 condition, but just having the option of getting more attacks in is great, so we'll go ahead and take that. Does put us up to 4 bash, but still not much at all. We're kind of healthy here, and we have quite a few components, so I think we'll check out the shop. Ooh, I really like this. This is probably what we'll take right off the bat. This is also nice, but I like what we have currently. The shielding would definitely be good, but having the option to move on that vertical plane is extremely valuable. This is also interesting, but our missiles are doing some good work, so I think we'll just keep what we have. We'll sell off all the extra stuff here. $351 scrap, nothing to scoff at there. We'll go ahead and take the rage here, so we get more of that. Won't really mess with the punch since we don't have a lot of bash damage, and we'll call it a day. Actually, this is interesting as well. It gives us a little more bash and some card draw options. I think we'll take this while we're at it. I think it's a little better than what we currently have. We do lose out on the card cycle, but we can draw with the smart move here. We'll go ahead and sell off that other set of wheels. Alright, she's got the Rumble build, so we definitely want to try to take her out before this gets stacked up. We do a lot of damage right away, so hopefully it won't be too bad. We can go ahead and move up with our double clutch, or use our pacify here. We're not in position to use missile mark, unfortunately. I actually think we'll move up with our ride on, and we use our double clutch to actually move down. We'll move up some gears here, try to draw, toss this back. We'll keep our shortcut here, we'll keep our pacify. I think we'll just toss that. So we still don't have an option to move down, so we'll just keep her from using her weapons on this turn, and then we'll try to unload next turn on her. So her moving up is actually best case scenario for us. So we'll move up and get our Warsaw to get our rage, and then we'll just unleash all that we have on her here. The other missile mark, and then we'll hit her with our shortcuts here. Very easy fight. We got the upgraded 8-ball here. This also gives us a little more bash damage we can play with, so it's actually working out pretty nicely. So we'll equip that. Then we did get her needlessly large bullet. This combined with the rage gadget that we bought from the shop is actually super good. I actually don't see any other challengers, so I'm not sure who we fight in the finals here. I've never seen this before. In the many runs that I've done, I've never seen this happen. So maybe we just default go to the interceptor if we can make it there. It's very interesting. We have the Pushy Buffalo. Has the all outs here, so it'll probably be our focus, or the Spicy Hot Rod, depending on who's closer here. So we can just finish him off with our missile shower here and our missile mark, which is great. It's one less problem to deal with. And I believe that we'll shift up here and take advantage of our bounce off to do some decent damage here. We do have that 7 bash now. I think we'll actually swap out probably our shortcut, maybe our oversteer here. Did get our Warsaw for next turn, which is good, but I think we'll Tokyo Drift, force him to skid, and we'll move up, trying to get some distance from this guy here. I believe we'll also take the opportunity to shift up and shield. He actually chose to lock his buddy out there, which is actually pretty good for us. I think we'll move down. Can't really move up too much because our engine is locked here, but we do have our driver card we can use. I think we'll Warsaw to finish him. And then we'll use our missile mark to lay into him a little bit. And then I actually think we'll use our hands off to try to draw into something else, which we unfortunately don't. So I think we'll just call it there. Hit him with the shortcut and then move up and finish him with the pinball here. So this engine does give us more bash damage, which we have quite a bit now, but I don't want to get rid of all that condition we have since we have such a low health pool to begin with. We could take this one, it gives us a little more, but again, that being able to move on that vertical plane with the double clutch and the Tokyo Drift is actually pretty useful. So I think we'll have keep what we have, but we'll take this one, possibly switching out for the shielding options. We'll keep the scrap we have so we have it to heal with. I don't want to do a battle right now, so we lost the other pinball, which is fine. Gave us that one engine we were looking at, or a similar one, so that's always good. Probably just wind up selling it. Similar fight, we'll focus on the Pushy Buffalo and then the spicy one here. Very interesting. We don't have quite enough to take out either one of these, but I think we'll take advantage of the low cost to go ahead and do some damage. I think we'll use the suction to go up, hit this guy here, and draw us a card. And then we can actually smart move to draw 2 more cards off of him. Didn't unfortunately get anything we can like use right away, so I think we'll toss back probably our 8-ball and our pinball because we can't really use them right now. We did get the missile shower, which allows us to finish this guy off. I think I'll force the skid here and get us some shield. So we can take advantage of the pacify here, actually pacify him and this guy here. Do however take some skid damage here. So we moved out of our range to be able to use our shortcuts on him. However, we could move up with this and then move back and then use it on him, which I think we'll probably do here. So we'll shift up, move up and then back. Use both of our shortcuts. Won't quite finish them off, but we'll get them a bit lower. And I think we'll hands off these two and try to maybe skid into him for some extra damage here. Worked out quite nicely. Take advantage of our ability to move up with our double clutch here to get to the side, and then we'll just finish him with this Warsaw. Nothing here jumps out. I really like the combination of cards we have currently. This would give us some more condition and the manual to draw into what we need, as well as the agile shift. So I think we'll take this in case we start running into an issue of not being able to draw what we need. It's our last chance to heal, so we'll go ahead and do that. Probably focus this hyper pack first, and then move on to this pushy buffalo, followed by the bulldozer here. I actually have the 8-ball right away, which does quite a bit, and then we could actually move up because it will force him back. So I think that's what we might do. Just do a big hit here for the reduced cost. And then we'll actually move forward here with our double clutch. Actually, we may shift up. Let's actually shift up and then use our Tokyo Drift to move up and then move up here. And then we can actually missile shower this guy. We use our double clutch. Actually, probably use our smart move so we can bash them, get a card draw out of it. And I'll probably use the shortcut to skid out, possibly running into him to finish him off here. Or we move back. So I believe the buffalo up here is still in range. We'll finish him off. And then I want to try to get back and do some damage to this guy here. We'll actually slam into him a couple times, I believe. Or we actually shift up and move down and back with our double clutch here. I'd really like to draw some cards, so I think we'll do it. Place this and this. Did get our Warsaw, so we'll just move back and Warsaw him. I think we'll actually finish him with the bounce off here. So that positioning actually works nice for us, allows us to get up here. We'll shortcut him. And then I believe we'll move forward with our pacify to pinball him. And then we'll finish him off with the missile mark here. We do get the missiles on the back, which are very interesting, but then we lose out on that big damage from the pinball and the 8-ball, as well as the extra bash damage. And we have a bit of handling right now. These are also nice, but I think I like our missiles being able to attack multiple places. So I think we'll keep what we have, maybe take this for some options later. It's a pretty nasty fight. Frosty Buffalo is definitely our biggest issue, followed by this spicy hot rod here. So we don't actually have any of our cards that we need. I think we actually probably use our... This is a hard decision. I think we actually use our heavy footwork because of the reduced cost to move up. And then I think we pacify forward here. Maybe smart move to slam to draw a card. Doesn't seem terrible. Was able to get us the reload there. But I'm worried about this guy. Let's go ahead and draw some cards. We'll toss back probably the 8-ball and the bounce off for now. We're able to get our missile marks, so I think we'll do the damage here while we can. And then I think we'll take advantage of our pacify and move up, potentially slamming into this one here. Created some distance, so it works either way for us, but this guy can move up and use his burst on us now, which isn't ideal. So because he moved down, that actually sets up all of our plays perfectly. We'll use this into a shortcut. We'll go ahead and pinball this guy back here. If we shift up a gear though, we can actually finish him off, I believe. Yeah. Then we can actually use our shortcut to finish him off. And then I believe we'll use this for some shield, and we'll shift up gears here. think we'll move back with our Tokyo Drift and actually move up here so that we can use our missiles. We're in 5th gear, so let's go ahead and draw. Did get our shortcut here, so we'll move back and use, we could use our shortcut. Yeah, we'll do both. Have some interesting options here. We could take this one, withdraw some cards and give us another rage at higher gears. The adherence is also super nice, and the alternator allows us to draw. It's a very tough decision. We won't be bashing as often, which might be nice. We can just focus more on our weapons. And then having that extra handling will allow us to do, allow us to play more cards per turn. This is actually pretty interesting. I think we might actually take this here. Puts us up to 17 handling. It's pretty good. Got the hyper pack, which we'll probably focus and then move on to the pushy buffalo from there. Unfortunately, where we are, we actually can't hit this guy, so we actually need to move down. So I think we'll move up with our ride on and use our Warsaw on this guy to get another stack of rage built up already. Maybe go ahead and finish him off with a shortcut. And then we could actually use this to shift up some gears and draw some cards. Or we could move down and get behind him. Lots of options here actually. I think we'll hands off though. Get rid of these two. Got another missile mark. Still not enough to finish either one of them off, unfortunately. We can actually shift down. That's 6. So we can actually use this, I think, to shift up. Will give us 30 damage here. And then I think our other missile mark will finish him. Yeah, and then we'll deal with him on this following turn here. So we definitely want to move up as much as we can here. I believe we'll shift up with our oversteer and then move forward with our double clutch. Just trying to get up next to this guy. Use our ride on to move up again. Then we'll actually be able to shortcut him for some decent damage. I think we'll also shift up one more time here to use our alternator. I think we'll toss these two back. And we can actually move up and do our pinball on him. I don't think it'll finish him though, unfortunately. So go ahead and use our pinball, get some more stacks of fragile on him. We can simply 8-ball to finish him off here. Don't really like any of these over what we currently have. Maybe take this, but I don't know that we'll replace our rockets. They're too strong right now. So now we're at the finals, but I don't know who we fight here, so let's figure it out. We just get to go through for free. That's great. So on to the interceptor fight here. Alright, let's see if we can get some good damage on him on this first turn here. We can move up twice with our double clutch for free. And then we need to move up. Could do it with our high lever here and slam into him there. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go and Warsaw him. Some really good damage there. I think we'll go ahead and shift up as well to use our alternator. Got some missile marks here. That's great. So we'll go ahead and shortcut them, stack up that fragile, and then unload our missiles. I think we'll end our turn there. I think we will go ahead and swap out some cards here. Actually move up a gear here, and we can actually use our reload to gain some shield. Give us the shortcut option, which is nice. So I think we'll move back just to here. Slam into this guy with our Tokyo Drift. Use our shortcut. Probably finish him off with this missile shower here. Interesting here. I think we actually might move up and pacify him so he can't do any damage with his weapons on this turn. He will be able to bash us quite a bit, but I think it's worth getting his weapon shut off. So we'll oversteer down, use our gear change there. We'll go ahead and use our pinball. I don't think our 8-ball finishes him off. We actually got decreased damage from that debuff he put on us. So we may actually just move down here. Use our hands off to swap this out. Got the Tokyo Drift here, which isn't bad. Go ahead and slam him back a little bit. And I think I'll use this opportunity to move up and down, away from him, and then a little bit away from him. So we didn't get our Warsaw, that's good. I think we will go ahead and shift up and use our alternator to draw some options here. Don't really have anything to get back. Toss this and this. Interesting. We can missile mark. I think it may finish him off here. Perfect. I'm actually not gonna hit him below this threshold. I'm gonna save these for the next turn, simply because I want to be able to try to kill him before the other drone phase starts. Took a good chunk of damage there. Hopefully we can try to finish him off here though. So we'll Warsaw into our shortcut here. Land our missile mark. Then I think we'll shift up for good measure, just to get the extra damage to finish him off here. And that, my friends, is another win. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed playing it. I think that showcased the hot rodent pretty good here. I appreciate you guys watching. It does mean the world to me, and I'll catch you guys next time.